Hi, I'm Jennifer Bradley. I've always wondered why I preferred email over other types of communication. It turns out how we choose to communicate can depend on our level of self-perception. I never would have thought our ability to communicate was connected to our self-view. I'm going to tell you about the link between self-perception and interpersonal communication, and then I will give tips on improving self-awareness. Self-perception is an important part of our ability to communicate. I have a personal interest in this topic, and I have read several academic studies on it. First, I will define self-perception. Second, I will describe how it relates to communication. And third, I will give examples on how to improve self-awareness. Now that you understand that there is a link between the two, I'm going to define self-perception. It's divided into three parts: self-concept, self-awareness, and self-esteem. Self-concept is how you are viewed by yourself and others. It involves how you compare yourself to others and beliefs and attitudes instilled by your culture. Self-awareness is how well you know yourself. It's divided into four categories. The open self is the information that you and everybody else knows about you. The blind self is information that others know about you but that you do not. The hidden self is what others don't know about you. And the unknown self is what is unknown to you and everybody else. Self-esteem looks at how valuable we consider ourselves. This relates directly to the power of perception. If we think we are failures, we most likely will be. And conversely, if we think of ourselves as successful, we have a much higher likelihood of being so. If we carry confidence and a belief that we can communicate, our skills will improve. You can start to see how a positive self-perception contributes to successful communication. Now I'm going to expand on that. Research shows that many students who count on communication skills to deal with patients or clients go through training on self-perception. Research done at the University of Oklahoma College of Pharmacy found that self-perception is an important part in clinical communication. Students are instructed to reflect on themselves as individuals as well as future professionals as a foundation for improving communication. This data agrees with a study by the International Journal of Psychological Studies, who tested 320 school children in 8 different schools. They tested both self-concept and interpersonal communication and found a direct link between the two. The bottom line is, the better you are viewed by yourself and others, the more confident you'll be. When you look inside, you gain self-awareness. You get realistic ideas of who you are and what you want to say, increasing your interpersonal skills. I have provided research that shows the link between personal perception and communication. Now I want to give a few examples of raising your self-awareness. A good start for improving personal perception would be to improve your self-awareness. When we have a clear understanding of ourselves, we know what we need to do, and we're aware of our successes. Self-esteem will grow from a deepened self-knowledge and from setting and reaching goals. Our text provides great examples for growing in self-awareness. Ask yourself questions about yourself and look for strengths and weaknesses. Listen to others. Try to get an outside perspective, seeing yourself as others do, to gain insight into your blind self. And realize you act different around different people, so get to know your different selves. Increase your openness by revealing yourself more to others. This also helps in opening up to yourself. Today I've explained that communication is affected by self-perception. I defined self-perception and discussed how it relates to communication. I gave examples on how to improve self-awareness. Strengthening self-awareness leads to an overall better personal perception, which should lead to a greater ability to communicate. Thinking about my preference for email, I now know that taking the steps discussed earlier could help me open up to other forms of communication. Thank you very much.